Hello and welcome to another episode of Toothless MMA's radio series Quick Hitters. I'll be your host John Galloway, and today as we look at the world of combat sports, I'll be joined by my guest Blaine Thomas. Blaine, John Galloway, Toothless MMA, how's it going tonight?
Oh, fantastic, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing very good, thanks for asking. So I got to start off asking possibly a strange question. I don't know if you get this a lot, but in doing some quick research about you, I see that you're Native American. And forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, out of the Lumbee tribe, is that how you say that?
That's exactly right.
Now, does that give you added pressure being a representative of the Native American culture? There really aren't too many guys out there in MMA right now like that.
There isn't. There's a couple like Dan Hornby, I think that's his name. Fought in the UFC for a little while. But other than that, man, you're right. There's not too many, but I will say when I do fight and I throw it out there and with all the tribe members and things like that, it gets put in all the papers and they tend to pick up on it like, oh, there's a Lumbee fighting, and they all want to watch and check it out and back me up. It's pretty cool. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be, like I said, not having a lot of people out there, it's got to be a pretty strong fan base for you, quick following. That's got to be nice. Now, Are they located... Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just like, it's pretty nice to not have to go out there and have to fight for fans. I kind of have a fan base built in.
That's it. Now, in your fights, in your amateur career, I see here that you had a couple of different championship belts around your waist at different points. One at welterweight, one at middleweight. Which weight class are you currently fighting in?
I'm going to be fighting at welterweight. What was pretty weird is for like about a full month and a half, Virginia changed the weight classes around, and I don't know why. They made a 175-pound division and called it the middleweight. This was a few years ago, and that's why I have a middleweight belt. But they changed it right back. I don't know if that was just a promoter being an idiot or if they actually changed the weight class around. But no, I didn't. I've never fought at 185. I've always fought at 170.
Oh, okay, I see. Now, you do have a fight coming up. It's going to be for Titan Fighting Championship. It's going to be Titan FC 29. You're going to be on the undercard of Ben Saunders and Matt Riddle fighting for the title that night. What does it feel like to have an organization like Titan give you a call and say, hey, we want you here. Come fight for us. What's that like?
It's pretty exciting. Ever since I was in the third grade, it was my dream to be a fighter and fight on a big stage like that. I just never thought I'd quite have the balls to do it. So to get a phone call from Titan's pretty exciting, man. It definitely fuels the fire to do better and train harder and wake up earlier and put that extra work in.
Now, you're going to be fighting Tyler Minton on the card. What do you know about him? Anything yet?
He is a big, strong wrestler. I mean, he's definitely a good fighter. He fought one of my buddies that I've actually fought before, Jamie Pickett.
Okay.
And he beat Jamie Pickett, I think, by decision. And he is a big, strong individual. I don't think they fought at 170. I think they fought at 185. I think Tyler Mitten's fought all the way up to 205. So he's a big guy. He's very, very strong. His wrestling is great. So we're going to have to come up to a game plan and deal with his strength and his wrestling. But and just to be fighting on Titan's card, I think it could have thrown out George St. Pierre. And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's great, let's go.
Now, does it like you just said, you're going to have to come up with a game plan to offset that. But is it hard for you to deal with coming into a fight with a guy that is naturally at least one weight class above you? Is it hard for you to fight up to that, or do you think it's going to be harder for him to cut down to the weight?
Well, here's the thing. I fought before I was 18, but the very first sanctioned fight that I had was against a guy named Brian Bowman. We went into the fight that night. We weren't supposed to fight each other. I'm sitting backstage warming up, and I hear that my opponent's not there. And I guess he got into a car accident the night before with a gentleman who was supposed to fight in a 205-pound weight class.
Okay.
So they both got in an accident. So me and a 205er were out of the fight. I had just turned 18, literally maybe two days, the day before the fight. fight. This guy was, I think, 29. He weighed in at 205. I weighed in at 169 or 168, something like that. I weighed in really low. I mean, I was only 18 at the time. I mean, mixing was 70 was easy. And they're like, well, do you guys want to fight one another? I was like, shit, I don't give a damn. Let's go. And he said, all right, let's do it. So we fought. I ended up taking him down some some of the best ground and pound I've ever done. And then I tapped him out about 28 seconds into the first round.
Nice.
So it doesn't really bother me that he's coming in as a bigger guy. That doesn't matter to me. However, I know how hard it is to cut that weight because as I've gotten older, I've picked up a lot of weight also, but I've never been heavy enough to fight at 205.
Now
I'm sure it'll be difficult for him to make that, but I mean, he's a wrestler. You know, he knows how to cut weight.
Yeah, he's going to cut down to 170, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now you have your fight record is currently 4-2. All four of your wins have come by submission. You currently have is it your purple belt, I believe, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Yes, but my first win actually came by TKO.
Oh yes, I do see that. I do see that. Now, what are the advantages that you feel having the purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu give you over somebody who comes in with a strong wrestling base? They clearly want to be on top. You're not uncomfortable on your back. You're fine with being there. Does that play more into your game plan or more into his, do you think?
Well, to be completely honest with you, somebody like Tyler Benton, that big and that strong, I don't want him on top of me at all.
Okay.
So I would prefer to not be on my back, but I do think it gives me a slight advantage to be more comfortable. Like, I mean, I'm sure Tyler's perfectly fine on his back. I'm sure he's not that worried about it. I've never trained with the guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what he thinks. I can't tell if he's comfortable there or not.
Right.
Being an MMA fighter, you kind of have to be comfortable wherever the fight goes. But I have a feeling I'll be slightly more comfortable and more methodical on my back than he will be. Although I don't want to be there, I think I'll be more comfortable in more scenarios than he'll be in.
Now, you're 24 years old, right?
Yes, I am.
All right. So you're the next, let's just call it the next generation of MMA fighter. You're one of these guys that has started out probably with a well-rounded game to start off with. You didn't specialize in one area the way that guys used to, where they were wrestlers and they had to learn how to strike, or they were strikers and they had to learn how to wrestle. Now, how did you get started in mixed martial arts?
I was in the 6th grade. I started training when I was 11. I was in the 6th grade, Army family. We moved a whole lot. Moved to Dallas, Texas. And my first few days there, I'm walking around, and I see this kid getting bullied. And there's about 6 kids onto this one kid. And I'm like, I'm the new guy. Like, I don't want to cause a scene, but this little twerp over here is about to get his ass beat, and I don't want to have to let that happen. So I walked over, and I was like, guys, leave him alone. I grabbed him, and I pushed him. I was like, you need to get the hell out of here. And I pushed him away. As soon as I pushed him away, he ran, and I turned around to walk away, and they all kind of circled me. It turns out one guy can't beat 6. So I lost that. I went home, had a black eye, torn shirt, and my dad had met this gentleman by the name of Yusuf Ali Rizai. He was a Olympic wrestler before he ran. One of the best wrestlers, grapplers on the planet. The guy is phenomenal. And I started training under him just because I that extra confidence boost, being able to handle yourself no matter what. My mom and dad thought that would be good. So my whole family started taking it. My sisters, my dad, everybody started doing jits and Muay Thai, boxing, and MMA and everything. So that's how I started training. I got my ass beat. My dad was like, we can't have that. He took me to him.
Now, that was out of Star Jiu-Jitsu still?
Yeah, that was Star Jiu-Jitsu. That's where I started.
All right, and you still fight out of there?
I live in Charleston. I just moved to Charleston maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations on the move.
But I moved away from Dallas before, when I was in 9th grade. But that Star is where I started training. That is my home, for sure.
Now, being a young guy, who are some of the fighters that you look at that have come before you and you say, you know what, that's my role model. That's who I want to be like. Who's that guy for you?
You know what's funny? Khabib Nurmagomedov, or however you say his name, the Russian guy.
Yep.
Yeah, just watching him fight, that's how I want to fight. I mean, he's aggressive, he's mean, he's quick, he's got good footwork, good boxing, his jiu is incredible, and he is just ferocious, you know. But seeing him, he's my age.
Yeah, don't be like him.
I mean, how old is he?
He's I'm not sure off the top of my head. He's young, but don't be like him today, because I don't know if you heard or not, but he blew his knee out and is going to be out for a little while.
Oh. No way, that sucks.
Yeah, he's 25. He's just a little bit older than you. He had just signed a fight with Cerrone and blew his knee out.
Yep.
So
that sucks, because I honestly think he would have killed Cerrone. I mean, he's just. I mean, I'm not. He's a great fighter, but before him, I thought the old school BJ Penn was the man. You know, like seeing him beat everybody was just so impressive, and to go and do it in 2 weight classes. He never, like, I like watching GSP fight, but he doesn't fight to finish, he fights to win. I liked watching BJ fight, man. If he got a little opening, like the way he finished Sean Scherf, like that's just, and he was never a physically intimidating looking guy, you know, he always had a little belly on him no matter what.
Sure did.
I don't know what happened in his last fight against Frankie Edgar, but
yeah,
before that, he was the man.
I think just time caught up with him. I think he was definitely somebody who battled. So, well, coming up into the fight against Tyler Minton, like we talked about, it's coming up on August 22nd. You're going to be fighting in front of, I'm guessing, and I could be wrong, but I'm guessing the biggest crowd that you've fought in front of in your career so far. You think
how big is that stadium? How many people does that hold anyway? Do you have any idea?
That I don't know. I don't know the seating, and even depending on the seating arrangements itself it's gonna vary from event to event. But Fayetteville's a good sized place, so I'm sure that there's going to be definitely a lot of people there. But is that going to be something that? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, is that going to be something that?
I fought on a couple bigger shows, like I fought in shows where there was at least a few thousand people there. But we'll see how big this show is going to be in with Titan. I'm still just extremely excited. I really don't know what to expect.
Well, what do you think the nerves are going to be like that night? You think you're gonna have the jitters? You think you're gonna be amped up? How do you think you're gonna feel walking into that?
Well, every single time that I fight, it's the same. I get nervous. I've thrown up before a couple of my fights, just because it's. I think Chael Sonnen said it best. There's a lot of feelings that go through you on a fight day, and most of them are unpleasant. Most of them suck. I mean, it's really, most of the time I wonder why in the hell I do it, because it's the most nerve-wracking thing in the world. But I don't know, I just expect to feel like I normally feel, and that's like shit.
That's it, right? Well,
yeah.
Well, give me your prediction on the fight. How do you see the fight going down?
Man, he is a very, very tough guy, and Jamie, my buddy, called me. He said this guy can take a punch. He takes punishment well, and he won't stop coming forward. He's just going to keep coming through you. So to say that I'll tap him out or knock him out seems kind of stupid. I wouldn't go into this fight thinking I'm going to lose. I think I'm going to win the fight, but I'm going to win by whatever means necessary. If we come in and he goes for a shot that's sloppy and I throw a big uppercut and knock him out, then that's how it'll end. If he goes to take me down and lays his neck out and I can guillotine him, then hell, that's the way it'll go. Or more than likely it'll be a brawl and a half for 3 5-minute rounds and we try to kill each other and the judges decide it. So either way, I feel like I'll come out on top, but I'll take it however I can get it.
Any means necessary, right?
Any means necessary, it doesn't matter. Flying me, I don't care.
If it's flashy, it's flashy. If it's not, it's not. But as long as it's a W, right?
A win's a win.
That's it. So now, if people want to keep up with you and they want to, follow along, see how your career takes off, where can they follow you on social media? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Where are you at?
You know what? I should probably start a Twitter for it. Just for that reason, I don't have a Twitter, but I do have a Facebook page, Blaine Thomas. I have a fan page, Blaine Thomas MMA, or No Pain, Blaine No Pain Thomas. My Instagram is Blaine _ No Pain _ MMA. There we go. I keep forgetting. But that's it, and that's how people can follow me and keep up with me. I'd like to see people follow me, though. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do our best to try to push those numbers. But I'm going to wrap this up, and that's going to be another episode of Toothless MMA Radio Series Quick Hitters. I'd like to extend a big thank you to today's guest for joining us. For Blaine Thomas, this is John Galloway, and we are tapping out.